But to the Arsenal fans, if that Esteval chance had gone in, did Arsenal, in my own opinion, Arsenal were lethargic. They were slow. They were not sharp. They were not at their races. It was just sixes and sevens yesterday. And the introduction of Odegaard helps give Arsenal that stability that led to that equalizer. And after that, they fizzled out. I think that was just the best opportunity they had. The rest was just trial, just let's get in, let's try and get the goal. But it wasn't clinical, as Prof said in the beginning, and I will agree to that. But Arsenal fans, if that Estaval goal had gone in, that he booted up, do you think Arsenal had any chance in that game?
100%. You know, there's one thing I've learned from watching this Arsenal team is never count us out. Look at Newcastle. Newcastle is a tougher place to go than Stamford Bridge 1 million times. I'm too sure of that. If we consider that goal, I'm sure we're going to score in minutes, in few minutes as well, because I know how these boys respond to adversity. Someone in that team would take up the chance, score, or maybe create a set piece and score. Because I noticed what's about Chelsea yesterday. They were trying to do some tricks during the corner and stuff. But I know that, like Saka did yesterday, we find ways to break teams down. What made yesterday's game very difficult to me was the sending off. If the game remained 11-11 going to the second half, we'll blow them up the park. 100% sure of that.
Raposo, your take. Welcome to the show, by the way. How you doing?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone.
You're welcome, bro.
Okay, I would say that the ref actually messed up the vibe of the game from the first few minutes. You don't go around throwing cards easily because at that point, any little thing that comes up, you are now in the position to always card someone. Calafiori's yellow card was unnecessary. I could count like one or two other yellow cards that did not make sense, and the reason was because he had started on that vibe of throwing out cards. And it worked to Chelsea's favor because what they wanted to do was it's our own ground. We want to unsettle you guys mentally and, all that kind of stuff. The whole Caicedo thing, it got to his head,
True that.
comparing him with Declan Rice, you understand? That's what got to his head. He was just being too pumped for no reason, pushing and shoving, not even trying to get the ball first. And that's why I said the class is different. That is the difference that picks out, midfielders from each other. You don't allow the occasions get to you.
Get to his head.
Calm
Yeah.
down and play football. Do you understand? You don't just go around throwing your foot around and being unnecessary. It could have cost Chelsea more. Arsenal, to me, did not do well in the first half. I didn't like what we did in the first half. We had one or two chances, close to the end and all that, but we were not solid
It
on
was
the
just the
ball.
Martinelli chance. It was just the
Yeah.
Martinelli chance.
Yeah, we were not solid on the ball. We did not hold the ball properly, spread play. We were not quick and sharp with our, decisions and all that kind of stuff. So it allowed them go inside. So it allowed them to, do what they wanted to do. And, obviously with their fans, you understand that kind of thing. I would say that for the past 3 seasons, or I think past 2 seasons or 3 seasons, I'm not too sure about the figures. We've been able to draw there. And to me, it's a bad result. I wanted to win, obviously. I wanted to win. I was going for the win. I'm not going to have my mouth about that. The guys I know, obviously we're not happy about it. I also feel that in the long run, with the way Chelsea are doing their own thing and all that, obviously, they've had a good run coming to this game too. Let's not doubt that. They've had a good
3
run
clean
coming to this game.
sheets. Yeah. 3 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even I think they won like 9 games or so there, about
Yeah.
11. So, they've had a good run coming to the game, but I wanted bragging rights, no doubt about it. And I know that obviously coming to the Emirates, it's their slaughter home at the moment. When they come there, they'll collect what is due to them. Let's wait till then. Another thing I want to say is about the Estaval chance. I feel that if Estaval had scored early, the game would have been way more open. Do you understand? It will have been way more open because I don't see Arsenal conceding early against Chelsea, wherever it may be, this current Arsenal team, and then probably sitting back and saying we want to defend. No, we're going to bomb them. That's when you see people like Calafiori, Eze coming out and doing their shit. Eze was below par. You had an average game. Calafiori was taken up because of the yellow card. When Skelly came in, he couldn't do much. He was only inverting to the midfield. He wasn't working on that left-hand side with Martinelli. And obviously, we know Martinelli now is basically a sub. We didn't have Trossard.
Yes,
We didn't have Gabriel. We didn't have Saliba. We don't want to go into excuses. We don't want to go into players that are missed. We don't want to go into injuries and all that. With the team I had, I like what Mosquera and Incapi were able to do. Incapi was a bit shaky. but later on he was able to
I
stable
think both of
himself.
them were shaky, to be fair.
No,
Both of them were shaky.
Mosquera had a better first half because he was able to hold the ball and pass the ball. Nkapie was always booting the ball out, and that was what was giving Chelsea the possession. In the first half, he had about 3 different chances. Get the ball down, give Raya the ball, or give your left back the ball. He just kept booting the ball in. So when you do things like that, you're putting pressure on yourself. And a lot of rubbish that the Chelsea players did. See Enzo kicking Madueke. I don't care about all that bullshit. Is your ex-teammate and all that. We need to be sane. If the referee actually wanted to do his job, that's a red card for Enzo. So let's put the facts where it is. Yes, it is. He kicked the ball. He kicked Madueke without the ball. You can go see the replay. I'm sure you can go check on SofaScore or something. You will see it clearly. Cucurella and Madueke were with the ball. Enzo came from nowhere. He didn't go for the ball. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball, but he kicked the guy right there, and the fans were like, "Oh, hey!" and they were shouting.
The game
It's
has
fine.
gone soft. The game has gone soft. That's what the proper derby is like, my brother. That's the proper.
Yeah, man, let me
London
tell you
derby.
something. The
to
game
shame.
has gone soft.
And
Yeah?
Arsenal
Yeah,
players
that's
when you
gone
have
soft,
a
bro.
referee, when
Those
you
are
have
the
a
days when
referee,
those are normal tackles.
calm
normal
down now. When you have a
derby
referee
game.
that has given yellow cards for something that is as little as someone just
I
touching
don't think the
someone.
referee saw it
Alafiori's
though.
yellow
I
card
don't think the referee
was
saw
just
that.
I think the back of his hand on someone's back or something, and he gave him a yellow card. So
You can also argue that Nkapie's elbow, so you can argue that Nkapie should have been sent off too. You can
Nkapie
argue
could
that.
not have been sent off. He
you
came
can
to
argue
block the
that.
ball. Chalobah
Yeah,
nodded his
but-
elbow. Are you guys joking? You want to
Come on,
compare
come on.
Nkapie's
No,
yellow
but you
card
can
with,
argue that. The manager
Caicedo's
said it
yellow
now.
card?
My manager said it. My manager said it.
We all know that at the end of the day,
that Nkapie could also have been sent off.
intent is something
Nkapie
that
couldn't have been sent off because we've
considered
seen so many tackles like that.
You
It
know,
was an elbow to his.
you were
No,
looking for a
Nkapie
second yellow
dropped the
throughout the
ball. Let
game.
me
It was
tell you,
a
when I
hand
saw
to the
Nkapie,
face, quite all right.
I
It
felt
wasn't
that
an
if the
elbow.
ref has given him a red card, he would only want to be playing along with the fact that he had given Caicedo a red card. And Chelsea players were playing to that. Not
Exactly.
even Nkapie alone. You saw what Enzo was doing, rolling on the floor and doing all that bullshit. He didn't.
Yeah,
apart
true.
from
It's
the
That part.
target, he didn't
stuff.
have any good game. It was more all about the theatrics and all he wanted to do. Chelsea could have won that game if they actually calmed down to play football.
I don't understand.
Because
Hold
Arsenal,
on.
we were not balanced.
Can I quickly answer
Raposo,
his question?
I'm
please?
sorry, Prof.
Yeah.
I'll say a few things. Okay, you can go on. You can go on, Prof.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, no.
Quick transition by Arsenal, by the way. Rice starting, initiating it, and a quick 1-2. And Martinelli was just there to hit the ball in the net. And Sanchez saved that. What a good save. If that ball had gone in, would Chelsea had come out with the impetus they did in the second half? Because they had a plan. The second half was just all eyes on Nkapie, make him foul any Chelsea player and get the second yellow and be sent off. And it worked.
Yeah.
The lob worked. Nkapie fouled him. It led to the free kick that almost led to a goal that Raya saved. And from the corner kick, Chelsea scored. So if that goal has gone in, how would Chelsea have handled that game?
Yeah. I mean, for me, goals change games, right? And you just said it. I think I'll go back to the Esteban. Esteban had the first chance. I think Esteban had the first chance missed before Martinelli, right?
Yeah.
And we've all, I think we can all pretty much agree here that Chelsea were on top of the game in the first half. Chelsea had a better first half. For me, if the team on top at home at Stamford Bridge goes ahead, in my opinion, Chelsea will go ahead to win that game. Because don't forget that Esteban came out the first half. It wasn't supposed to come out. It came out because of the red card, which also changed the game. Because it was supposed to come back on second half, and Calafiori would have been on a yellow card. Don't forget, Luis Kelly came in to got the yellow card, and that would have been dangerous for both of them. Whoever faces Esteban, because he's a tricky winger. But we had to take that away from the game because of the red card. If Esteban had put that ball in net first, I think Chelsea goes on to win that game. With the crowd behind us, they showed that they were up for it more than Arsenal. It was clear that the Chelsea players were up for it yesterday. It was clear. Secondly, we talk about, I think people were saying Chelsea were too aggressive. But apart from the red card that Caicedo got, Arsenal wrapped up more yellow cards than Chelsea. They had more yellow cards. They kept on fouling our players.
Let me come in here.
It was a foul against
Were those yellow cards
You want to
valid?
compare the foul Arsenal players
those yellow cards
made for
valid?
Chelsea players compared to what you guys
No, at the end of the day, look, you're
No,
talking
the
about
referee was
No,
to me,
Prof,
the referee
Arsenal
was
had
not
more yellow
making
cards.
sense in any way.
Arsenal players.
The yellow cards. It was
when the yellow
unnecessary
cards
because
valid.
a lot of soft fouls were given as yellow cards to Arsenal. And at a point in time, every Arsenal player that made a soft tackle or a tackle at all was given a yellow card. And I gave you an instance now, for example. You guys could have gotten, okay, even if you want to put it that way, you guys could have gotten 2 red cards. Arsenal would have gotten a red card. Nkapi could have gotten a red card, no problem. Enzo should have gotten a red card for the kick on Madueke. Caicedo's one was clear, unnecessary.
The Enzo on
that
Madueke is not clear enough.
it was not
Was
even
not
a red
what?
card offense because he cleared the ball.
It was not
That's
even
the
a
thing.
yellow.
So,
I
He
don't
did
know what
not
you're
kick
talking
the ball. What
about.
are you
Okay,
saying?
I
Are
would
you guys
No,
do
no,
that?
I don't.
What
It was just a. It was just a.
you saw it and you know that he did not kick the ball.
what I
The ball was nowhere
Bro,
near Enzo.
Madueke didn't even complain.
I don't
Did
know. I
Madueke
don't know.
complain?
I don't know if
Madueke
if
didn't
it was
even
a foul.
complain.
The Arsenal players I know
Madueke didn't complain. Are you
will
guys
rally
joking?
around
Madueke
the
didn't
You know
complain.
ref
The
Madueke
players
was
didn't
for a
complain.
second yellow card.
yesterday.
But it didn't happen.
Daniel,
I
am
don't
I
know what you're
lying?
talking
Am
about.
I lying?
Nobody complained.
Okay,
Madueke
So, I
was
don't
too
know.
soft yesterday. He was acting as if he was a
hold
bit,
on. See, I think
scared of
the,
whatever he came to. I don't know. Do you understand?
Sorry,
To be
Chimamaka.
honest,
Sorry, Chimamaka.
I was
Let
disappointed in
Prof
Madueke
finish.
yesterday.
Prof finish first, please. Because Prof, please answer the question as you go on. Were all
Okay.
those yellow cards for Arsenal valid in your opinion?
No, listen. Okay, the referee had a bad game, but I don't like when you people are making it seem as if it was just for one side. Anthony Taylor for me is a bad ref. It was
it's a
for
terrible
both
ref.
sides.
I don't like it
It's
for
not that
nothing.
you cannot say Anthony Taylor supported Chelsea again. No. You
No,
get that
nobody
narrative.
nobody's
You get
going
that
with
How
that
was
narrative.
it
narrative.
bad
It
to
was a
Chelsea in the
bad
game
Nobody's going with
yesterday?
that narrative.
How
The
was
Let's
it
referee
bad
get
to
had a
let's
Chelsea in
bad
the
just
game
get
game, but
yesterday?
facts.
don't
The
say
fact
that.
is Anthony Taylor messed up the flow of that game.
Good.
Prof, you spoke about the fact
Exactly,
that
for
this
both
is a
sides.
derby, right?
For both
It's a
sides.
derby. We've seen top games go on in Europe between rivals, even between city rivals. Madrid and Atletico have faced each other in the Champions League many times. There's a better way to officiate games like that. We can't take out the fact that his bad performance also messed up the flow of the game. You give yellow cards so early in the game. How do you then expect players to still be committed to tackles, to still want to do something that might be, should I say, risky? It affects the way a team plays. It's not excuses.
Yeah.
Let's get it right. There's nothing about excuses here. Everything is about, for me, everything I've said is about facts. If these things don't happen, nothing else will happen. It's just that simple. But Chelsea fans, you're coming from the perspective of his excuses.
Yellow
At
deserved.
the end of the day, you should have won the game.
100%.
Like I said to you,
100%.
if Chelsea were in the position, honestly, I
Cucurella's
would
yellow
not
was
put
not
Chelsea
deserved. It
in the
wasn't a
position
yellow.
not deserved.
Arsenal was
When-
last season.
when we
No, it
watching the
wasn't.
same game,
It didn't touch
side.
Bukayo. It didn't
Let's
touch
see how
Bukayo
Chelsea
there.
perform.
It didn't
For
touch
me,
Bukayo.
I think
they
we talk
didn't.
about it
I think
now.
the Cucurella
but you
yellow
are in
card
those
was
shoes.
based on
Multiple
the number
tackles.
of fouls,
Yeah.
multiple
Yes,
fouls.
but
Okay,
he
it was
created bad.
exactly.
How many
But
bad?
Daniel
It was not a yellow card.
Daniel is saying it was no.
How many players
That foul
from
wasn't a
Arsenal
yellow card.
did he allow multiple tackles for? That's
Zubimendi.
just mention it now.
Zubimendi.
I agree. I
Zubimendi had
agree.
Arsenal
multiple
did not have
tackles
multiple
now.
tackles.
I'm surprised that
Cucurella
did not
Hold
get
on.
sent off.
Bad.
Cucurella was a
Coming
menace.
back, coming back to
Many
this.
silly
Hello
fouls.
guys. Hello guys.
It took so long
Hello
before
guys.
Cucurella
Come
even
on
got
now.
a
Coming
card.
back to
You
the
guys are saying
fouls.
some things. Let it be on both sides.
Coming back to the fouls. Of the 8 yellow cards that Arsenal had, 4 of it we are gotten
Six.
from Reece James. No, sorry.
6 yellow
Was it
cards.
6 yellow
6
cards.
yellow
Of
cards.
the 6
Six
yellow cards,
cards.
we had more than a half that was incurred by Reece James. And those Reece James tackles, that's in tackles on Reece James, they are
Well deserved.
well deserved. Why? Because of his
Well
exceptional
deserved
play
yellow. The one with
yesterday.
Califiori one.
So
They were well
now,
deserved.
if you are going to start mentioning,
Wait, Chimamaka,
was this tackle?
Wait,
was
say,
this
hold
tackle?
on, Chimamaka. Let's get your point. You know, people will be watching this video, so let them understand your point of view. Are you
Okay.
saying because Reece James was outstanding yesterday, so any tackle deserves a yellow card?
No,
In comparison,
hold on,
okay.
hold
Just
on.
make your
Christian
point
Ligman
clear.
That's not what
Yeah,
I'm
make your
saying.
point clear. Yeah.
That's not what I'm
Okay.
actually hit that.
No,
Hold
does
on
this-
now.
It's like what different games. Come
Hold
on.
on.
They were first time challenges. Arsenal
Guys,
players never
okay,
made
Wait now. Have I
Raposo,
made my
Raposo,
point?
challenges.
Young man, calm down. Let me
Raposo,
make my
let him
point.
land. Raposo,
Yes,
let him.
I'm telling you
Raposo, let
I'm
him-
telling you that the tackle. I'm telling.
on your wing,
See,
yellow card. Luis Kelly.
Hold on.
You're telling me that
I'm telling you that. Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying, young man. The tackles on Reece
Let's
James.
let
I
him
am
make
trying to
his
tell you that
point.
the tackles on Reece James that we are deserving of a yellow card were either follow ups. Listen to what I'm saying. They are either follow ups of
They were not
previous tackles.
follow-ups. That is my point to you.
So
They were
then-
not
then
follow-ups.
why?
Calm down.
Why-
Let me say something
why-
now.
No,
Calafiori's yellow card
you've been going
was-
off. You've been going off.
was-
So, see, listen.
the first foul. Calafiori's yellow card was on the first
Okay.
foul.
On the
Luis
first foul on
Kelly's
Reece
yellow
James,
card was on the first foul.
on the first foul on Reece James, on Rhys James.
Yes, Calafiori's first foul was a yellow. Are you
Hold
joking?
on.
I'm not
Was,
lying to you.
listen,
I don't have
no,
anything to lie about.
I said,
You
was
want to
it
give
a
a
foul
defender a
on
yellow
Rhys?
card? At least count two
Was
small fouls and give
it
him
a
a yellow.
foul on Rhys James?
Did he kick him? Was it
Oh,
not body
God.
to body contact? Are you guys joking? You said it's a derby.
Okay, guys.
So why could you allow a derby not to have a
Caicedo
football
did
contact?
this.
Are you
Caicedo
come
pushed
on,
like
man?
this.
James
Like,
was a
No
win
yellow.
now.
Keep pushing
It was a
it.
pure
Both hands
yellow.
for the player, no
It was
yellow.
a pure
Let
yellow.
me be honest.
James
like
was
you
a
said
win from
earlier,
Calafiori.
it's
It
a
was a
derby,
cynical
right?
foul now. Absolutely.
Anthony
It was a
Taylor
cynical foul.
had a shambolic outing yesterday. Chelsea played football. Arsenal played football. It ended in a draw. He started off with the referee starting up with stupid refereeing, which we are all victims of. So at the end of the
How?
whole day, well, we've all been saying it here.
How was Chelsea a victim?
What
Honestly,
what
I
I'm
don't
what
understand
I'm
how
just saying is
Chelsea were the
Arsenal
victim
fans
yesterday.
Arsenal fans
Let's talk
must
about
take
football.
responsibility.
Let's talk about the football.
They cannot
Let's talk
blame
about
the
the
referee
football.
for yesterday's
Can we
game.
just talk about the
Why you guys
football?
twisting things like this?
Let's talk about the football. I think to balance this out, I can understand Raposo's point of view, right? The tackles that earned most of the Arsenal players the yellow card were the first tackles,
Yeah.
as compared to what's his name, Caicedo.
At least Cucurella. For an example.
Cucurella fouled Asaka like close to 3 times. You could count it. Even when he got the yellow card, we saw Anthony Taylor hold on just for balance sake, right? Because of people
Balance.
watching and listening to this.
Okay.
Yeah, for balance sake. I'm saying this analysis for balance sake on your own part and that of
Balance.
Raposo's side,
Wow.
right? Yeah. So we could see Anthony Taylor point to the different spots that Cucurella had fouled Saka, right? What Raposo was trying to say was, what's his name? Calafiori's tackle on Reece James was his first tackle. And also, let's just apply context. And also, Lewis Kelly's tackle on Reece James was his first tackle. Zubimendi's tackle on Reece James as well was his first tackle, and they all got yellow carded.
On Rhys
But I
James,
understand the part.
not on other
Yes.
people.
Hold
Oh,
on.
so because it's Reece James,
No,
so
you don't
hold
get
on,
that's the point I'm trying to-
hold on. So
hold
can we
on.
just
So, Maka,
this
Maka,
argument?
no.
you're not
You're
making
not
any
making your point
Baba.
about
You're not
Reece
making
James.
any point.
No,
because
hold
you're
on,
making
hold
Reece
on.
James
No,
and-
no,
I
guys,
don't understand.
guys.
Reece James and
No,
Reece
Guys,
James.
guys,
Nobody
okay,
from-
okay,
Nobody
wait,
from-
wait,
Get
get my
my
point.
point.
Okay,
Get my
get my
point.
point.
understand why you keep
Okay,
protesting
listen,
Reece
listen.
James.
Why do you
Look
think
at
I
this
have
thing.
to switch up all
Okay,
the
okay,
time?
get my point. Get my
Our
point.
players were targeted for red cards.
I did not
What's the
say,
plan?
look at, see, the point
Now
I'm trying
become
to make,
Emirates
the
now.
point I'm trying to
Nobody
make is,
follow now.
okay,
I'm here to enjoy.
you have
Come to the
you have
Emirates,
caught
we
me.
play like three
What
and
what
one.
I'm saying is this.
No problem.
I'm not just talking about Rhys James. I only picked Rhys James to
Okay.
tell you that many of those things were follow-up fouls that cost
Reece
yellow.
James
Hold
was,
on
let
now.
me tell you
Let me
something, bro.
calm
Calm
down. Let
down.
me talk now. Hold on. That I said
Baba,
like
this
now.
one, this session
Zubimendi.
wey we
Hold
get,
on.
now two of us
Zubi-
go argue for here. No worry, I dey with no worry. I dey hear
Now
you.
you and the East, what concern me with that one? What concern me with that one now? So make two of
Now me and you for Baba,
Baba,
Chimamaka together dey for
Zubimendi.
here.
Zubimendi has been fouling other players, but did not eventually get
How
to
many
yellow.
players?
Listen,
Mention it. You just watched the match yesterday.
but
How many players is
did
many foul
but
before
did
they
not
give the
get
yellow card?
not get
You
the
guys are
foul
twisting things.
until
No, be truthful.
he hit Rhys James.
Come on,
Abi?
why you twisting things for no
Okay, will you
reason?
tell me that Zubimendi never had any other foul in that match? Let's be frank with ourselves.
Can we check
So,
so far
after the
scores?
yellow
I
card,
Can we
don't
check
know.
so far
I
scores?
don't know. So
Why
why are you trying to
this
pick
final?
out? Why are you trying to pick out
Can
that
we
it
check
is their
so far
first
scores
foul?
for the
I don't know. I
fouls
don't understand.
Zubimendi made yesterday?
Let me tell
Please,
you
can I
something.
quickly-
Out
please,
of
can I
the
quickly add
Zubimendi,
something?
Zubimendi
first.
if you want to count the proper, I can say 3-4 yellow cards. I don't have a problem with that. But I'm mentioning to you 2 different players that had the first tackles on a player and he gave them yellows. And for Cucurella,
Raposo, hold on.
Cucurella
There's
had
nothing.
at least
Raposo,
3
hold on,
tackles on Saka.
hold on.
Well, I
Raposo,
was
hold
about
on.
to even make my
Hold on.
point. I was
There's
about to
nothing
make
in
my
the
point.
rule. Please hold on, please.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the rule that says that. I don't know why. I'm just watching the argument. There's nothing in the rule that says that your first foul cannot be punishable
I
with the yellow
agree.
card.
That was the point I
Now
was
hold
about
on,
to
hold
come
on,
make.
hold on.
Depends on your
That was the
first
point I
foul.
was
Hold
about to
on,
make.
hold on.
That was the
hold on.
point I was about to come and Raposo.
The Rhys James, the whole
Yeah, they were cynical.
yellow card.
Yeah.
So I was
To
just
be
watching it.
agreed.
It's not a, they were both. Rhys James was away from it was attacking. It was away.
Even Zubimendi
And
as
Calafiori
well.
couldn't. It was a clear yellow card. So there's
It
one
was
that says whether
Zubimendi.
it's your first foul or second foul. Whether it's your that doesn't have
Well,
anything to do with it.
I think
They were both
Raposo's
cynical
point.
fouls and they were yellows.
I think Raposo's point was that in itself affected the game because other Chelsea players were making the fouls
And he
and
was
the
not
same.
charging them.
Yeah, and he wasn't
He was
charging
not
them.
catching them.
I think
You know
we
what-
can
you know
disagree
Caicedo
to
if
agree on
Caicedo
that,
did not
right?
start for Merino, if Caicedo
Yeah.
did not start for Merino, Caicedo would have finished that game. I can
Yeah.
bet you. And before that, our half in the first half, was with the ball. Caicedo came from nowhere and bashed him from the back.
And
Come on,
badged,
man.
yeah,
This is
we
too much
saw
sense.
that. We saw that. Even an off the ball incident between
In his own
Caicedo and
half.
Merino happened
No,
where
it's not
There
about
is even
me
yeah,
just picking on my players. You
there is
understand?
even one.
If my
There is one I
players, for
saw.
example, now Luis Kelly's yellow card, I would say it. Luis Kelly's yellow card was
it was a
unnecessary.
cynical
Because,
yellow
Proper
card.
yellow,
you
Yeah,
yeah.
it
understand?
was a
Proper
Yeah.
yellow,
cynical
yeah.
foul runner.
Calafiori's own,
Mm.
I don't agree with that any day, anytime. I'm not going to lie to you. Calafiori lost the ball. Luis James purposely ran in front of him. It's a football thing. You play football, you understand. He ran in front of him. There's no way you would collect the ball from someone. You when you run in front of him, run across him. It's a contact sport. It's not like
Okay,
he pulled him down. He didn't drag him down, and he gave him a yellow.
So
That was why
I have
Ateta
one.
pulled him out and put in Skelly.
Yep.
So let's be
I have
factual with
one.
some things. When
I
you
have
give
one
players
foul.
like that, you make them simmer down. They are scared about. Okay, for example, our two centre backs had yellow cards in the first half. Why didn't he give Nkapie a second yellow card for the elbow? He knew what he was doing. He had stupidly given yellow cards early. So now
Daniel,
he
you
was
wanted to say something? Yeah,
Yeah,
proposal.
yeah.
Daniel wanted to say something.
Right now, someone just came to me, a video of Yao Pedro in the first few seconds of the game. He was not going for the ball and he ran straight to Mosquera to give him a nudge, a proper nudge with both hands. So if I'm talking about the referee, because to me, that is violent conduct. I can be yellow and if not red. Because if you do that in the first minute of the game or first second of the game, and you are going to the next player, you are doing that, it doesn't make any sense in my opinion. So we're talking about the referee and saying that, oh, the referee, he didn't have a good game yesterday. And the Chelsea fans saying that it went both ways. I don't see how the Chelsea fans got flawed yesterday from the referee in the game. So if we are saying the referee, yes, there were some Arsenal fouls that were well deserved, and you giving the centre back pair in both of them yellow cards doesn't make sense to me. The instance that I'm talking about, the elbow from Nkapie, come on, this guy was jumping. Will he keep his hand back and jump? How would he get momentum to jump? So how not against Sunderland? The clear one from Dan Bernhardt that I gave on Mourinho, nothing was done, nothing. So let's try to be honest here what we are saying. And